Hello, good morning and welcome to a much later than anticipated Flosstube. I don't think I've made one since my last big break from uni, so was that back in the summer. So here I am. My name's Lizzie Fisher. I am going to try and make this quick because I've got to go to work in 38 minutes. And so my name's Lizzie Fisher. I am making this video as a Flosstube video, so it's predominantly about cross stitch. Apologise for any barking, the dogs are up and grumpy. Shh. Sorry about that. So I thought I'd do a quick, I was going to do a whip braid, but I've realised I don't really have much time. So we'll see how I get on, and I hope I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at where I think the camera is. We will get on and I'll show you what I've been working on since Christmas. I'll probably show you some acquisitions, things I want to work on. See how far we get with a whip parade as such. I think I'm going to try whip go this year. So whips are works in progresses, and works in progresses, and whip go is like, excuse me, a bingo board. It was designed by Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and the idea is you put all, it's a way of reducing your whips, or at least working on those that you've got. You put them all on a bingo board. She calls 2 numbers each month, and you do an amount of work on there that you set yourself. It's a you determine your goals for each one. So I'm having a go at that this year to at least touch some of my whips, as I've got a few that I didn't touch last year, and that's quite sad. Okay. There's no format. I've literally got stuff on my lap because it all fell off my lap, the side of the chair a minute ago. So I'm going to start with that and we'll work from there. I have fallen in love with Tiger Lily Designs project portfolios, project keepers. To the point where I've made a few and I've ordered one of hers, and I'm very excited about it. So here's one of them that I've made. They're just like quilted pouches, and inside them they have floss pockets, or a double pocket. I'll show you that in a minute. A pocket, and then you put your project in here, your pattern behind here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So in this one that I've got on my lap, I am stitching the Little Dove Designs Snowdrop Cottage from the Cross Stitch magazine, February 2023, which is ironic because I think I got it before Christmas. Definitely got it before Christmas, or before New Year anyway, because I ordered the kit from it. Now this is the sister piece to, let me just pause you so I can reach it. Pause. So this is the sister piece to Holly Cottage, which I stitched, trying to get rid of the glare, which I stitched in the run-up to Christmas, and I just love this. I really enjoyed stitching on it. It was a sal, and it fitted in nicely in this in this A4 frame, and was a delight to stitch. So when I saw this next one in the Cross Stitch magazine, I literally gasped and had to go out and buy the kit straight away from Willow Tree Fabrics. And the dog might bark again in a second. Sorry. Here's my progress. I started it. I started it a few days ago. I can tell you when, because I'm also being organised and using. Can't find them at the moment. I'm also being organised and using. I can hear it. The made by S. Ward Designs, the project trackers. So this is Snowdrop Cottage by Little Dove Designs, Faye Walsh, stitching it on a Zweigart Tranquil Grey 28 count Brittany, so the equivalent of 14 count. Started it on the 13th of January. It's had 3 days stitching so far. When I say days, 3 attempts at stitching, it's not been a day at all. No matter How Long the Winter. Spring is sure to follow, and I'm really looking forward to getting on with that. So that's what's in there. Got another project in there that I haven't starting that on Tuesday. I'll tell you about it now. I'm very excited. Tuesday is my degree results day. So I'm going to mark that no matter what I get. It's just a number. No matter what I get, I'm going to start it with this Stitch Rovia pattern. I'm not here to be just average. I'm here to be awesome, because I am. And I am awesome for finishing my degree. I had quite a lot of struggles with it during that time, with the degree and with life in general. So I'm looking forward to stitching that. I'm going to stitch on 32 count antique white Murano by Zweigart with the called for colours, and that is, sorry for the crinkling, also in this project pouch, all ready to go at the bottom. Those are the colours at the bottom. Top colours are Snowdrop Cottage, bottom colours are for awesomeness. I don't know what I'm going to call that project. Maybe what she calls it. Okay, so that's that one. In this project pack, again, one I've made, I made the double zipper version, and I just dropped something. Oh, pair of scissors, excuse me. Mustn't leave those on the floor because they'd be sharp. And in this one, I am stitching, this is my second whip go pull, so the goal for this is to finish it in January. I've decided I'm going to make my goals when the numbers get called, so I can see how much work the pieces need doing, and then I can decide what the goals are. So I can't have 2 finishes in a month because it will just never happen. But I'm hoping to finish this, although today is the 16th of January and I am here. This is Moo by Wrendale Designs via Bothy Threads. I love it. I think it's a lot of stitching the same colour. So on 14 count, a speckled Ada, which at the moment is my go-to because of my eyes. I don't need magnification. I don't need brilliant light. So I'm just trying to put this back in its little pocket. The threads are just such a tangle of knottiness. But that happens, doesn't it? So I don't know when I started this, but so far in January, if I look at the little tracker card for it, I've stitched on it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, which isn't too bad because the first 4 days I didn't stitch on it at all because I was stitching on my other whip go goal. So that's Moo. It's going to be quite a cutie when it's finished. The other side of this, which I haven't started yet because it's a Sal, and the Sal doesn't start I think till the 24th, is the Caterpillar Cross Stitch British Isles adventure. I can't remember its exact title, but look at those colours. Yum, 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 yum. And I'm doing it on the kit supplied Zweigart blue. Oh, that looks like 16 count to me rather than 14 count. I might be wrong. And that's the Needle Minder, little London bus, going to go on a tour of the British Isles. And I'm really looking forward to taking part in that. Stitch along. So hopefully, now I'm not a student at the moment, I'll be able to keep you updated with my progress really quickly, regularly. Okay, so that's another thing off my lap. I've got a little clipboard with my trackers on, so I stay organised and less likely to lose them, because losing things is part of who I am. Now, this was my Christmas Day start, and I love him so much. You wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Can you just imagine? This is my proper first full coverage. I've got one on the go, which I'll show you at some point. I'm probably not going to get to it today because, well, it's over there somewhere. Back there somewhere. I have done lots of stitching on this, but you won't believe me because you can't see it so much because it's teeny tiny stitches. I'm stitching it on 32 count easy grid, some kind of even weave, And I have done, excuse me for looking down, I've just got pattern keeper on my lap. I've done 1,676 stitches since Christmas Day. So having said 14 count is my go-to because I can see it, this is on 32 count, 1/1, full cross. Is it focusing? So it's by Anne Stokes. I'm not sure if it's going to focus. But if we pull it back here, you can see how tiny, this will be my shot for Flosstube cover. You can see how tiny it is, 1,600 something stitches. I sit and work at that on the dining table, so getting everything out and getting going sometimes takes a bit longer than I think is worth it, so I don't do it every day. I was hoping to, but I don't. Life gets in the way, but I'm sure we can all recognise and know that feeling. Next. Started this 28th December because I couldn't wait to start till January the 1st. Reaching Skyward, another behemoth of a project. Modern Folk Embroidery. It's the year-long stitch-along, which is already pre-released, so you know, I've put it into Pattern Keeper, so I could just whip along and finish it by the end of the month. But I'm not going to do that because that ruins the fun for everyone. If someone goes along, and I'm joking, I'm not going to do it because I have not that much time to stitch. I have a lot more time to stitch now. I'm not a student, but I don't have that much time to stitch. Plus, I keep making mistakes and then it has to go in the naughty bin. So I'm stitching it in these two colours, which are, which are not easily reachable. Bear with me, I've got them in Pattern Keeper. Hold the line, caller. I'm doing it in DMC 754 and DMC 3860. I got the 3860 to stitch the Christmas Hippo by Little Blue Flower Designs, because I didn't have any of that. And then my daughter chose the other colour to go with it and said that goes nicely with it, and I thought, okay, I haven't stitched Hippo, but I have used it for this, which I'm stitching 2/2 on 32 count, heirloom, linen, I think, by Pulse Stitches. And here is my progress thus far. I had a little bit of an oopsie over in this corner. I was a stitch short, but I put this box in, stitched that, and then it didn't fit. And I'm also a stitch short, so I've had to bodge this bit to make it fit. But who knows? Who cares? I mean, obviously you all know now, but no one cares. It's unique, isn't it? It's going to be unique by its very design. There's so many options you can stitch in that pattern book. You can swap deers for swans, shapes of flowers. The middle piece is completely interchangeable, and I intend to interchange it. I intend to swap it out. So here, there's swans. You can put swans instead of these. You can change the shapes of the flowers. There's different things to go in each of the boxes. There's so many options. Jacob's done a wonderful thing. I'm switching this out because this is a bit angular for my liking for these colours, so I'm going to make it a little bit more delicate with one of the other trees. But I don't know if the patterns are in here and I can show you. I haven't got time. I've got to go to work in a few minutes. 24. We're fine. So yeah, I've done 4.84% of that. I've done 2,314 stitches. Some of them many times, not just the once. But that's my fault because I can't count. So, and that lives in this it's a behemoth of a project that lives in this teeny tiny little bag I made it. Because I stitch mostly in hands, I can just go like this, put it in a little bag, scrunch it all up, stick in the threads, it's got a pair of scissors in, and then I can just grab it and go. Only I don't, because I need quite good light, so it's not a travel project. Okay, what else have I stitched on? Ooh, I've stitched on this in January. this is, this is one of my other whip calls, and because I decided my goals after the numbers were called, my goal for this was to do just 3 rows, and it is Be Not a Dunce by Michelle Badley. I think that's how you say your name, Michelle. Sorry if it's not. Mama Loves You GB. And that's how that's looking. I'm doing it on just like a cream Zweigart even weave with 310. And so I did finish this alphabet, or this line, and then I did 1, 2, yeah, my finger's not long enough to get to the bottom line. So 3 lines of that. And I'll come back to it. If I finish Moo Cow, I will come back to it in January. I won't finish Moo Cow, so that'll probably stay as it is now till next year. Or until I get them. You know, I have had, in the last few days, I have had I want to stitch on that. So I'm not being like, oh no, you can only stitch which whip go. I'm being nice to myself and stitching what I want to stitch. So that's her. Just having a look down here because I'm putting things on top of things. And is there anything else I've stitched on? I did. Have I shown you this one? So this is my project keeper I made when I've got accepted onto a master's course, and I made this project keeper to house the project I started when I got my Yes You've Been Accepted email. To celebrate that day, I started a pretty lady. This fabric is just lush. It's made, I know the designer of the fabric. I've been to a few of her workshops, and so I just had to make something with her fabric. These are the colours. Whoop, I added a little extra pouch, but still didn't have enough pockets, bless me, because I couldn't count. Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? So this pattern, let me find the front page. I literally have not done masses. Probably because it's a paper pattern. Hydrangea Fairy. I think it's new this year by Joan Elliot. I love hydrangeas. Sunflowers are my go-to happy flower. Hydrangeas, I just love them. We've got a hydrangea bush. It flowers once every 3 years maybe. We don't look after it as well as we should. But this will always be flowering once I've got it finished. The plan was to have it finished by September, by the time I start my course. Then I started Oak King. So we'll see. Again, another scrumpled up bit of fabric for you. Oh, it's got a needle minder on with a needle. Just take that off. Bear with me. Excuse me. La 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 la. Talk amongst yourselves. The needle minders I use are predominantly made by Caterpillar Designs. Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This one is the Books one. Excuse my nails. It says mystery, crime, romance, fantasy and thriller. But they are just so strong. The magnets are super strong. They're very much... I wonder if I'm... Oh no, my tripod is not magnetic metal. My lamp stand is. So that's as far as that's upside down. I am stitching this on... I don't know. But I have it written down. Or at least I think I do. Oh, look, I do know. If I haven't got it written down, I've got a piece of paper. It's by The Stitchy Ferret. It is Fairy Tale 32 count plain linen. I wonder if I've got that written down. Maybe I should clip it. Oh, for your viewing pleasure, I will not faff with that now. I'll just put the paper clip on there. Show it again, Lizzie. So it's a huge piece of fabric. I bought it at a retreat I went to, which I'm sure I'll tell you about in another video, because let's be honest, we haven't got time if I'm going to be on time for work. There is that. She's going to be lush. I've got all the beads, all the Krynic. I just need the time and the energy. But I realise I stopped taking my vitamins, which means I'm not getting any vitamin D, which is probably why I'm so tired all the time. Realised that yesterday. Who was it? Jess Gets Stitching. she put up a thing on her Instagram, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't had any vitamin D for ages, no wonder I'm tired. Because that does affect me. Do you want to see something else I finished at Christmas time? I did quite a few stitches at Christmas time. I think it was like I don't need to worry about my, well, I do need to worry about my exams, and I did need to worry about my exams, but I couldn't cope with the worry about my exams. So I did a lot of cross stitch instead. Here's my Father Christmas. This is by Quaternion Creations. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I love him. He really got me through a sticky patch of anxiety and general loathing of my course and not being able to cope with it. I changed all the colours up from the original pattern, stitched it from stash. There's lots of mistakes, but I adore him and loved having him. So he is by Quaternion Creations and he's adorable. Another finish I did, which I couldn't resist buying. Sorry, I've got my Christmas decoration box down here on the floor because I didn't want to put it away until I had shown these finishes because I'm quite proud of them. I just need to find the final one. I stitched this really quickly because it's on 14 count Ada. It's really cute. It's by Kate Blanford. You can see the reflection of the video there. Isn't it cute? Cute, cute, cute. That dark green looks black. It's not, it's dark green. It's 500, DMC 500. Really enjoyed stitching that. This is just an IKEA frame. Double-sided, so I could stitch it again and put it back to back. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? But yeah, that I thought it came on the front. It was like on the packaging. It was in a 5-inch hoop, which she sent in the pack. It was a really good value pack because you get full skeins of the colours. But I quite like the squareness of it. The pattern was square, but you could finish it in a 5-inch hoop, but you'd cut off the corners, and I like the squareness of it. So I finished it in a square frame. So those can go there. That's my Christmas stitching. I did stitch one more Christmas thing, but I haven't fully finished it off. This is by Lizzie Kate. That is the front. I thought I was showing you the back. I bought this from 123 Stitch the Pattern, and I got the buttons. I just love him. He looks like such a cheery old soul, doesn't he? When you stop believing, you get socks and underwear. And I think that's what my husband's done. He's stopped believing because he got socks for Christmas. Not from me. He got a very nice Lego kit from me because he deserves it. You know, the family have put up with so much while I've been on my degree course that, yeah, this year I made Christmas I made a little effort with their Christmas presents this year. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle. Look what I've got. You can't see it very well. Oh, you really can't. Excuse me. I'm just going to pause actually and make the crinkle crinkles. Wouldn't it be funny if I forgot to press go again? Although I am only pausing it, and I've done that before in a video, and it's made me sound like a robot after the pausing, so I'm going to have to listen carefully through this, aren't I? I'm also going to have to keep an eye on the time so I don't get too late for work. I think all I have to do is put my shoes on and go. Maybe put the dogs in the crates so they don't eat their house before we come back. So this is what I was showing you. I love this. I love a lot of this range. So this is the Cottage Garden samplings. They did a year in the woods, and they brought out a pattern each month, and a lot of them I love. This though just reminds me of my husband. I don't know why. He's a big cuddly bear. This cuddly bear looks very relaxed and cuddly, and yeah. So I ordered that pattern. Then I got this fabric to stitch it on. Again, it's by Pole Stitches. It's called Seashell. Again, it's 32 count. Murano. So having said 14 count or 28 count is my go-to, I'm stitching very little on that at the moment. The moo cow thing is on 14 count. But oh, isn't this gorgeous? I think it'll go really nicely with the threads. I've got the threads. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but it was just there, so I thought I'd show you it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Can't wait to get that started. But also I'm aware that I need to try and get some of my whips, whip head, and turn them into finishes so that they can not necessarily go on the wall, just not be, you know, one of the 100. I haven't got 100, I've got about 20 something. In fact, some of them, when I went through and made my whip go board, there are some that I've decided are not going to be finished because, or certainly not this year. I'm not going to touch them this year because I don't like them enough. Sorry to those pieces, but there we are. You know, lots of Flosstubers do haul, but I did spend quite a bit on stuff over, like in the rundown of my degree or just after my degree. I did a lot of treating myself. A lot of treating myself. So that's scattered around the place because I didn't know when I'd next make a floss tube. So, and I was too excited, so I just started using things. But you know, here's my oughts so far for the year. That's quite a good number, isn't it? There's lots of curly whirly bits of thread in there from unpicking the Reaching Skyward by Modern Folk Embroidery so many times. You really have to count on that pattern, but that's okay. Something I am thinking of doing, and I'll just quickly mention it because you can change out. Oh, I can't mention it because I can't show you the pattern. Oh, you can change out bits of the pattern. I needed advice on what to change it for. What else should I show you before I go? And what else have I worked on? As you can see, this was literally a, oh, I know, I could do a floss tube type moment. I've shown you Oak King. I haven't shown you this for a while, and I've definitely worked on it since I showed you it. So this is Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along 2021, Fruit of Plenty. It matches my outfit very nicely. But look, I've done that middle tree definitely since I last showed it off. It's coming along. This is a nice one to just sit and stitch and stitch and stitch and stitch. Maybe if I leave this out, I might do some of it today after I've done a bit of work on that cow. I like to do at least 15 minutes a day on that cow. I've got a bit of RSI or tendonitis or something in my stitchy hand. I blame work. My boss, who's also my husband, or my husband, who's also my boss, blames cross stitch. So, but by the end of the day, it's really, like last night I just couldn't stitch at all. It was so painful. I did try, but I think I was quite irritating. What's in here? Time check, 9 minutes. This is a Mill Hill. Buttons and beads. I started it because my daughter does like frogs. I think it's just cute. This was my card project last year, year before last. Again, another caterpillar cross stitch needle winder, and that's, let's put it on this back of its project bag so you can see it better. That's how far I've got, which isn't too bad. I'm not sure what I think of perforated paper. Stitching in hand is very different to stitching in hand, that's for sure, but it's still different to stitching in a hoop. It's like its own little hoop, isn't it? And I'm not sure if I like it or not. But maybe I should put this back in the car because I am. A couple of times this week I found myself last week I found myself sat in the car with nothing to do, just waiting for people. Oh! I started the Modern Folk Embroidery in collaboration with Evertotes, only I didn't get the advent box because I couldn't afford it, which is fair enough. So their Countdown to Christmas, Sal. I think I did the first, I'll be able to tell you in a minute. So this is the book it came in if you just ordered it as a kit, as a pattern. It's like you get a little bit of, is that upside down? Sorry. Early mornings. This is what it looks like if you just order it as a pattern. It came as a book. In the kits you got your little snippet of charts every day, and it's a band sampler. I stayed up to date until day 5. That's rubbish, isn't it? It is on my Whip Go board, so I will work on it again. I'm doing it on Stitchy Ferret Opalescent. Did the piece of paper fall out? No, I don't remember. It's like a fairy something or other because it's so beautiful. I've completely changed colours because they did it on porcelain, which is a beautiful colour. This is also a beautiful colour, but it's not a neutral. And I changed out the colours. Oh, I love them. I've got sparkly thread in there, which is a nightmare to work with if I get my face out in my focus. Oh, look how well it goes with my nails. I love it. I've got plans for this pattern. Good plans for this pattern. I want for finishing it, and I think it's going to work. Now I'm looking at it again. I'm not going to tell you in case it doesn't work. I might not do the second side though. I might just repeat this side over here because the pattern itself goes this side and then it's completely different on the other side. I think having seen the finished and the way I want to finish it, I might just do this side twice. But then I've got plenty of fabric. I could do the other side for something else on the last bit of fabric. We shall see. I don't give myself much of a border most of the time because I never send anything off to be properly finished. I do it myself and I don't need 3 inches all the way around. Oh, I tell you what I have bought. Mum and I have played with the patternings, the colours. Yesterday Mum and I played with the colours of the chart in, what's this thing called? Pattern Keeper. Look at that. By Stitching Jules Designs. It's called Walkway in Monochrome. And I had to buy it. I'm not supposed to be buying things this year. As says everyone. Look at that. It's just monochromatic. Ah. But then, you know, we played with the colours and then we looked at how big the chart is and let me tell you how many stitches there are. Oh, it's not too bad. It's only 92,182. Well, so it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. We worked out it would be 200 and something thousand, but there's actually quite a lot of negative space there. The big project, what's that called? Oak King. He is gorgeous and I love him. 144,000 stitches. So he's a big boy. But I still want to start this. I've ordered, no I haven't. I don't know how to get my hands on a cone of DMC. I want to do it in 3828. It's like a nice stony, orangey sandstony colour maybe. I've emailed DMC to say how can I get a cone because otherwise I'm just going to have to buy boxes and boxes and boxes. I'm going to do it on 25 count 1/1. But I'm still going to need boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of skeins. So I thought I'd ask them about how to get a cone. If anybody knows how to get a cone of 3828, I've got a not DMC cone of black 310, but I don't know how to get an actual DMC cone of a colour that I like. I mean, it is a brown. I don't know what else I'd do with the rest of it, but there we are. So my plans then are, because I've got 3 minutes before I need to leave for work. Quickly. My plans are to go to work, come home, do lots of cross stitch. think this afternoon I'll work on Oak King, this evening I'll work on Moo, the cow. Then for the rest of the week it will be Oak King and Moo with a bit of Snowdrop Cottage in between, I think. So what I was going to do is stitch Moo in the mornings before work, and I was going to do that this morning. I thought, I know, I'll make a Flosstube. Sorry, I've got mascara in my eye. So we'll see. Those 3 will probably be my big projects before next time I make a video. And then my next video, if I plan it at a sensible time, I can do a whip parade. Something else I want to do is a kit parade, because upstairs I have so many kits and I haven't shown them in years. And also I'd like to go through and see what's in there, so that'll be quite good fun, although there will be a lot of crinkling. Hopefully less dog barking than in this video though. Yeah. And I can tell you about retreats, those that I'm going to, those that I'm coming up. Those I've been to one and it was amazing. You know who you are. I don't know if you watch this, people. You should watch me because I'm great. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I should have said that at the beginning. Maybe I'll do a little beginning bit, tag it on, although I'm hoping not to have to do any editing. So if you're first time coming across me and you've got this far, well done. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. If you're a repeat performer, no, not performer, repeat viewer. Oh, I need to put some coffee in that cup of tea. Yeah, thank you. I'll be back, hopefully a bit quicker than before, and with a lot more progress on Oak King, because I love him. I love him. I love most of my projects at the moment. There's no point stitching them if you don't enjoy them, is there? Have a lovely week. It's Monday morning. This probably won't go up till Monday evening because I've got to run to work now. But have a lovely rest of your week. Do lots of lovely stitching and be kind to people. But then we're always kind to people because we're stitchers and we're great.